The Chicago Bears beat down the Buffalo Bills 33-6 on Saturday, and Caleb Williams' first NFL action. Caleb Williams made his preseason debut. And we're gonna focus on his performance and just analyze his seven attempts and some of the other big plays he was able to make in his NFL debut. All that right after this.
Stand down or lay down and get smacked with the pole.
By this time, everybody on that roster should know what it means to beat the Packers. It's simple.
If I was a coach, Justin Fields would have been balling from day one.
Caleb Williams finished Saturday's performance, his first preseason game against the Buffalo Bills and their starters. They did play their starters the entire first quarter, just like Chicago Bears did. But Caleb Williams' guide completions in attempts. He was 4 for 7 with 95 passing yards, 0 sacks, one carry for 13 yards. And that we'll talk about that carry in a little bit. But his TD to turnover ratio was 0-0. No touchdowns, no turnovers as well. So the yards are nice, but the stat line isn't as dazzling as his actual performance was if you actually watched it. So from what I saw from Caleb Williams out there in his first NFL action, was he looked comfortable in the pocket. He looked comfortable stepping up in the pocket when he needed to. He looked comfortable navigating the pocket in ways that some quarterbacks just struggle with, and we've seen that in the past. He showed us his arm talent, the arm talent that he has on some of those throws. It showed. It was oozing arm talent on some of those throws. It was only 7, but you could see it. His accuracy was there. You could see the accuracy. Now, a couple of them got away from it, or I think one of those passes got away from him. But for the most part, he was very accurate. And the creativity, we all saw that on the I think it was his design screen pass to DeAndre Swift. He spoke about that play in his press conference. Caleb Williams did, but it was refreshing to see it, because if you're a true Bears fans and you've been following this team throughout training camp, you know that it's been quite a struggle. It was up and down. I won't say struggle, but it's been up and down. Caleb has some good days, but he has some bad days. So it was really refreshing to see the entire offense actually go out there and basically show the Chicago Bears fans that Caleb is as good as we think he is. Some of the plays he was able to make in this game was some plays he was criticized for in college, like as if he would not be able to replicate those performances playing against NFL defenses. Well, one of the plays I want to highlight, and we'll listen to Caleb Williams speak here in a second on his performance. Before we continue, though, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, the Black Bear Podcast. Me and the fellas was on immediately after the game for a post-game show, but I just wanted to come in here and highlight some of the things that maybe weren't able to be focused on last night's show. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, the Black Bear Podcast, one word, no spaces. We will go live after every Chicago Bears game for post-game shows. We also go live for pre-game shows to just talk about what us as Bears fans want to see on the field that week. But so Caleb Williams, let's just talk about I'll just talk about the O-line they fielded out there. I know a lot of Bears fans are worried about that O-line. Braxton Jones at left tackle, Tevin Jenkins was in at left guard, and the center surprisingly was Coleman Shelton and not Ryan Bates. I am interested to see if Ryan Bates was just one of those injured guys that didn't play, so Coleman Shelton got the start. But I don't remember if Eberflus touched on that or if he was asked that question in his press conference after the game. But I'm interested to know if Coleman Shelton won that starting spot, at least for the time being, or if Ryan Bates was actually just hurt. So that was the center. And then the right guard, no Nate Davis, of course. I think we all knew he wasn't going to be playing in this game. And then and for him at right guard was Matt Pryor. So that's another interesting thing. Ryan Bates has been in there for Nate Davis at that right guard spot when he's missed time. But it was Matt Pryor. Ryan Bates was not in there, so he must be injured in some way. So that was interesting. And then you got the second year right tackle Darnell Wright was in there at right tackle, which was nice. That was your starting offensive line. At times they looked pretty decent. Now there was some pressure, especially from my eyes, and I have to watch the all 22. I haven't done that yet. From my eyes, it looked like Darnell Wright struggled a little bit. But we kind of been hearing that. Like I said, if you've been following this team throughout training camp, you kind of heard about Darnell Wright's struggles, but it wasn't horrible. He got a holding call once. He gave up some pressures, which was kind of unfortunate. So, but for the most part, I thought they gave him a pretty decent pocket that he should be able to navigate on game days, on come Sundays, week 1, when the bullets really start flying. But so let's just talk about some of these throws in exact. My favorite throw on the day by far out of his 4 completions was, and at one point in this game he was 4 for 4, and it was some drop passes out there. But the comeback route that he hits, I think it's early on the first drive, his first drive, 3rd and 12, I believe. He goes through his progressions. His eyes start on the right side of the field, and they come all the way back to the left side of the field to hit DJ Moore on a comeback route, and he was well covered. It was not an open play by any means, but Caleb Williams was able to zip that ball in there and make sure DJ Moore is the only one who can get hands on that ball. And it was a completion, but Bears fans, we all know in the past how 3rd and long you were virtually done as the Chicago Bears. You get on third down, we probably weren't going to pick it up. That was very reassuring because 1 second here, because it was I feel like we can get used to seeing this out of Caleb Williams. The 3rd down strikes. It was another one he fit in. It was an incompletion. He fit into DJ Moore, I think, on his second drive that was dropped by DJ Moore. But it was one and the same, like the 3rd down comeback route. He just hit DJ Moore on the first drive. DJ Moore just dropped it, and I'm sure DJ Moore will tell you 9 times out of 10 he's going to make that catch. You know what I mean? So that would have kept him, I think, 5 for 5 if I'm not mistaken. Another one, the one that's probably making most of his rounds on social media, was the throw to Cole Kmet. It was very, and I hate to say it was very A-Rod like, Aaron Rodgers like, sliding out of the pot, stepping up, getting out of that pocket, scrambling, and the arm. This is what I'm talking about when I say the arm talent. Caleb Williams threw a dime to Cole Kmet. I'm sure Cole Kmet was even shocked that ball made it to him, because of the pressure that was in Caleb's face and just the 2 guys that was kind of on Cole Kmet's back. That was probably the best throw of the day. My favorite was the 3rd down throw, but that throw was definitely probably the best throw of the day. Like I said, Caleb Williams, it looks from, and it's just one game. It was only 7 passes and not even a full quarter of football for him. But I think it's very, Bears fans, you could be excited. I think we can be excited from what we see from our rookie quarterback. Let's listen in on what Caleb Williams actually had to say after his performance on Saturday. And here he is.
Going?
How are you? Pretty good.
Awesome.
Okay, what was it like, man, your first NFL game? How comfortable were you out there today?
Yeah, I felt good. There's always, there's always a little bit, of a more focus that you have going to games for whatever reason. Even if you try and enter that mindset and things like that throughout the weeks, it's just a sense of control, I guess, a sense of progress, a sense of a bunch of different things that when you get into games, the comfort level and all of that normally skyrockets.
On the dump off to Swift, did you see him? Because it looked like
I did see him.
It looked like a no look.
No, it wasn't a no look. I wish I could claim that it was, but it wasn't. I saw him for a quick second, and then I really saw his gloves because he had, I believe, bright orange gloves on or something like that. And so I saw it open, and I could feel the defenders kind of, breaking through the line, which they showed on the screen. So offensive line did a great job, making it seem believable as if they were going to let up a sack and then toss it over the head, and we got, I think it was around 40 yards or so. So it was great.
That was talking about the confidence that you had in him.
This was a screen pass, which I kind of figured.
Is that something that's just natural? Is that something that you're very intentional about trying to show in a huddle? I mean, it's your first game ever at this level. Not a lot of guys walk in with that kind of confidence.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I was trying to show, and I wouldn't say that it's natural. I would say that it's come from the hard work here and us being here, working together, building this thing together as we go, and then also the years of work of getting here and now being a Chicago Bear. So it's I think it just comes from a lot of hard work over time, and being around these guys, they make it a lot easier for me.
But on the play action rollout, you hit the Cole. It felt like the play design, you did most of the work for you. What did you see on that whole sequence and the ability to hit that throw down the field?
Yeah. So we've been repping this play for a while now, and just getting those reps in has been key. And then you come out on game day and the C's part, and Cole's running down the sideline, and my job is just to get him the ball in space and let our players like Cole and them just do their magic. But yeah, no, got past the DN, ran past him, pump faked, and then tossed it to Cole, and he was wide open, did a great job selling it, and then breaking to the corner.
How reassuring is this, just as a start, as a beginning?
Yeah, there is an understanding that it is preseason, that everybody's not going to show their looks and what they would do versus, and vice versa. But it definitely is. It definitely feels good. To get out there. Last time I was out there on the field, other than practice, was November 18th, and it's you go that long without something. It's tough, but it's been great. The guys have made it fun. They made it easy on me. Talking about our other players, they've been great from the beginning to now, and my progress is I would count my progress and support. I would count it to them. They've been great, like I said, and so. To get out there and have the confidence, that we had out there, it's only going to get better, and we can't wait.
When you buy time in the pocket, it seems like you do so you can throw the ball down the field. But on that one scramble up the middle, what did you see on that? Why did you decide to take off? And was the slide a natural one? I know you've been working on it.
We've been practicing the slide with the slippy slide. So I had a plan in my mind of what they were going to do defensive-wise. And then they dropped out of it. They went 2-man. At first I thought I think DeMar was on the left side. I thought he was going to rotate, and the right safety was going to rotate down. Not. He bluffed it, got over top of the vertical, I believe, to Rome. And then after that, I got down to my back. My back was covered, and I saw the C's part, realized it was 2-man, and took off.
Would it take a minute to find the play clock? It's really out of sight.
No, so it's always a thing once you get in, for most quarterbacks and things like that. Once you get into the stadium, go find the play clocks. So you're never looking for the play clock. But they do a good job of hiding that one play clock. It's in white with the white little building up there.
And your last play, did you think you had Rome as you kind of let that ball out? It felt like you thought when you're in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, so Rome and I talked about it. Excuse me. Rome and I talked about it, and that comes from time of getting on the same page and same connection. We talked about it, and I actually thought he was going to take it high because I thought he saw the guy, which he did. He told me he saw the guy that was below him, one defender and one of our teammates down the right sideline. I thought he was going to either settle or go to the back pylon. He started coming out flat. By then, I had to let the ball go, and I tried to give him a chance and put it back pylon, see if he could run under it.
The human nature urges to kind of take that breath and say, yeah, obviously that felt good to get back out there. And then Matt says, you have to scale back and say, also, there's a lot of work to do. How do you kind of juggle those two things of like taking some enthusiasm out of this loss, understanding that the climb is still pretty steep?
Yeah, I mean, you have to understand where we are and understand, what we have and where we're headed. That's the most important thing. But you also have to be where your feet are. So when you're out there in the field, when we're preparing for this game, you're enjoying it, you're having fun, you're having a blast.
Yep.
We take a step back when we get in tomorrow, early tomorrow.
Game at a time.
We take a step back, we go through the tape, and then on to the next preseason, and then from there you take it from there, and then you keep growing, and then we just keep counting those days, counting those hours, and getting after it.
Did you have a chance to
So you're giving Bears fans permission to be excited right now?
I mean, Bears won. Why not?
Did you get a chance to talk to Josh Allen at all? Just any of the pregame interactions?
It's just a quick hello. How you doing? Nice to meet you. Said I like this game. Say you like my game. Be safe. Those kind of things. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. The Bears.
That was Caleb Williams speaking on his first action. And look, they asked him at the end, do Bears fans have permission to be excited? And trust me, I'm excited. I think everybody should be excited. We got a fucking quarterback in Chicago. No shade at any other quarterback that was here, but we got a fucking quarterback now. They talked about the throw to the incompletion to the back of the end zone to Rome Odunze, which Rome Odunze appeared to be open. First of all, that if he would have dropped that pass in there, that would have been the best throw of the day, the entire preseason slate, if he would have gotten that. And it was nice to listen to him and hear his explanation about it, because I didn't know if it was just a throwaway at first or if he was actually trying to drop it in there, which he said, yeah, I saw Rome. I was trying to get that ball to him. So Bears fans, be excited, be happy, because if this season does not go the way we want it, at least you were able to enjoy it early on before the fucking shit hit the fan. But I don't think that is the case with this team at all. Put some stats at the bottom of the screen from the game, but I don't think that's the case for this team. I think we have our quarterback. Caleb Williams is the guy. He showed it. He's going to have up and downs, though. I do want to put that out there. He looked good yesterday or Saturday, and there will be times he does not look so good. Like, it's just guaranteed. I want people to actually watch the games, actually look at Caleb Williams and why certain things happen, actually listen to his explanations in the press conferences post game, just to get a better feel. And so fans don't jump to the conclusions and assume things about the what they saw on the field. Maybe he throws an interception. There's a reason. They might, him and Rome or Keenan or whatever, may be not in lockstep for that play. And it happens all the time, especially with a team with a new quarterback, new pieces, new offensive coordinator and Shane Waldron. But all in all, be excited, Bears fans. We have our quarterback of the future, hopefully for the next 10 to 15 years. I'm excited. I hope y'all are excited. Appreciate y'all tuning into the Black Bear Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Robb. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. The Black Bear Podcast, one word, no spaces at all. The Black Bear Podcast. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day, and be on the lookout for the Black Bear Podcast and 3 the Hard Way for next week's post-game show. I'm out of here. Peace out.